What's going on, Southern Folk Saga? This is Von Wolf, and I don't know, I guess I'm ready to put out another podcast. Fuck it, right? Not safe for work, by the way. Quick reminder. Also, as of, 98% of the time I'm in my vehicle recording this podcast. It's great. I got this vehicle in November, brand new, right? Just a couple of miles from test drives on it. Motherfucker, you hear those bumps? Love Louisiana. Anyways, yeah, I'm rocking almost 22,000 miles on it already. Just to give you an idea of how much time I actually spend in my vehicle, it's roughly 3 hours a day driving back and forth to work. Shit sucks, damn it. I'm going to use a whole lot of foul language tonight. Anyways, I want to talk about the world, right? And when I say that, what I mean is that I have finally realized that there's some things that I just can't change, right? In Asatru or heathenry or Odinism, whatever the hell it is you want to call it, excuse me, there's always someone to blame for something that's going on, and 90% of the time it's ourselves. There's something we could have did differently. If we chose to live in an area that gets crushed by hurricanes like I do, hell, that's what I chose to do. If something happens and I wasn't prepared, that is my fault, right? Right. But I am finally starting to realize that there are things that I can't change, right? Like other people. You can't change other people. But what's the old saying? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. Kind of the same shit. You can display, put on display what it means to be Asatru or heathen, or again, whatever. Or you can put on display what it means to work hard, or whatever. You can put on display those 9 noble virtues, but you can't make somebody else do it. That's something that I don't know, I guess I'm coming to terms with understanding that it's a reality. But it's kind of hard to accept. I'm not a micromanager, but shit, there's ways that we should be in general, in life, at work, wherever. I look at the world around me, and I don't mean everyone, obviously, because, we have a tribe over here, and, I'm surrounded by, the same kind of people who hold the same values in life, So it's not like I can complain about everyone, but damn. I look at all these men around me where I work, and when I say men, I mean they are of adult age. Right, they are, I guess, considered in modern terms as men or women. Right, they're not boys, they're not girls. But I look at these adults, and there's such a huge lack of any good qualities in them. I mean, they might come to work dressed apart, doing, or at least looking how they should look, and about 40% of the time acting like they should act. But what gets me is I'm sitting here, and I'm always holding myself accountable, right? As anyone who's in management or in a management position, where you're in charge of X amount of people doing X amount of things, you are the man or the woman. You're the one in charge, right? You are to blame ultimately when things go wrong, or things bad happen, or things good happen. But I see people who are in the same position as me, or even above me, and they they cannot understand that they are accountable for their own actions. Or, they have just the and again, I'm not exactly bitching about work, I'm bitching about society at the moment as I see it. But they lack this this realization of themselves. They have a inflated sense of entitlement, but yet don't want to be accountable. They don't want the responsibilities. It's always going to be somebody else's fault. And I am not the A+ heathen here. I'm not next to the definition Avasatru or heathenry or whatever. That's not me. I'm, for the most part, a normal person in our community. I strive to better myself, to become something more, but I'm not perfection by any means. But it kills me to see these adults, just blaming everyone else, just coming up with excuses for everything. Hey, you're in charge of this, why isn't it happening? Well, I just can't do that because of blah, 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 blah. Maybe it's the way I grew up, I don't know. Maybe it's my military history, but when you're told to do something, unless it's illegal or unethical in some sense, if it's part of your job, you go fucking do it. You make it happen. That's how things in the world work. You have to make them happen. They don't just happen. If you want to build a house, with your bare hands and lumber or whatever, you're just gonna sit there, watching the wood piled up as it, becomes disfigured from the weather and everything. Just watch it and hope that it jumps up in place and, screws itself into place or nails itself into place and it's level and everything else. That's not the way, life works. You gotta go there, you gotta get something. You gotta make it. You have to put in effort. And with that effort and experience comes a lot of hardships, but a whole lot of knowledge too. I just get tired of seeing it and the lack of that. And the people, I guess, so to say, around me. People have no drive. They demand it be given to them. By who? By someone who actually worked for it? You fucking lost your mind? I just ran over a big ass snake, by the way. Not intentional. But I'm kind of glad I did because it felt good right now. So anyways. Yeah. And I think really what it boils down to is the fact that, even myself, and it's nothing against my parents, because they probably didn't have the same experience either. But, as parents, when we have kids, we should be preparing them for real life, right? College and all that other stuff, that's great. Get a degree, get some schooling, figure out what's going to make you some money, awesome. But the basics of life, how to survive, how to act, how to be proud of yourself and stand up, erect, and just, bold and just, I don't know, confident in who you are and what you're capable of. You just don't see that anymore. As I say this, again, by no means am I perfect. I'm not the perfect father or husband or brother or son or, whatever. I'm not perfect on any level. I get that. And I'm not saying that I am. But again, I think it goes back to parenting. What are we doing with our children? Are we actually giving them the basic, instructions and I guess schooling to a certain degree of how can you simply survive? Because that teaches you a lot. And I haven't learned this throughout my lifetime. I'm learning this, in my 30s about how some of these things work and how to do them. I'm having to teach myself these things. But it instills such a sense of confidence and pride in myself and who I am and what I'm capable of. And yet again, to reiterate, not perfect. And I'm not some whacked out, crazy, apocalypse guy. But, I have my shit together, and for the most part, I'm capable of, surviving if something did happen. I've gotten to the point in my life where I can do these things if something were to happen. And just that, as a basic, those basic ass skills, right, to be a human being. Obviously, I was talking to Everett Fornell the other day, and we were kind of talking about this, but those basic skills to stay alive. It's as human beings, we are not, as strong as a lot of the animals out there, especially the ones that we would like to hunt and eat, or survive on. They're faster. They're, most of the time a lot stronger. We have fingers and we don't have the meat eating teeth like a dog does. We don't have the speed of a deer. We don't have the sheer power of a hog. We don't have those things, so we have to be smarter. But those basic things on just how to survive will do amazing things. It really will. Common sense will keep you alive. It's fucking amazing. Right? That on top of, those rights into manhood or womanhood, it's not just, I think the problem is today we see it as a age thing. Once you hit a certain age, or, once you hit that age of puberty, within, oh, you're a woman, or oh, you're a man. Well, I'm sorry, folks, it shouldn't work like that. It really should. I mean, we've literally taken all standards away from ourselves and said, oh, look, you hit a certain age, you're now an adult. Go out into the world and do great things. What do you really expect for these people to go out there and do great things? They have no foundation. They have no backbone, so to speak. If what it is they're studying for is no longer needed in the world, who are they? What are they capable of doing? I don't get it where most of the world goes with this stuff. I don't know. May just be me. Y'all let me know. But I got to go out there and I got to give some props to the Wolflings. All right, that's Woden's Folk Kindred in Texas. They have a thing for all the boys out there. It's called the Wolflings, and it's they're basically teaching their children, their children, so how to be children, whatever else, have fun. They're teaching them the lores and the sagas, and going through all that stuff, teaching them our ancestral ways, as boys. And I could almost guarantee you those boys are going to grow up to be strong, prideful, just amazing men. I'm not saying that, they might not do something crazy or stupid in their lifetime. We all do. We all have. But, I can almost guarantee that they're going to be these amazing young men as they grow up a little bit. But that's the thing, man. We definitely don't see it enough. I'm not telling everybody to go out there and, pull their kids out of school and start homeschooling, whatever. I know that, I don't have my daughter full-time, quote unquote. I don't have that option. I can only relate to her some things, every other weekend. That's shitty, but it's reality. So, I can't do that. And even if I could, where's the fine balance between work and home? I don't know. I guess if I did have her full-time, that's when a parent decides to make something happen in order to have great things, Again, you got to go out there and make things happen, But, those of you who had kids out there, man, really take a look at the world around you. Do you want your kids growing up to be like half of these fools out there? I know that I don't. I don't want my daughter growing up scared to be who she is, or, pretending to be something she's not, or just brain dead as some of the people I see out there. Like, I made a little Facebook post the other day, and I thought it was kind of funny, because I don't know why, but I like listening. It's hard for me to say. It's kind of fucked up. But I like listening to some of the Caucasian rappers out there. Poetry's always been our thing. So to listen to some of these guys, throw out these rhymes is really cool, and some of it's really, really interesting as far as what they come up with and how they explain something or what tell their story. But they're confused as shit in a lot of other ways. And I'm just kind of rambling on now, but Post Malone, I want to throw my fucking shoe at that guy. Anyways, let me just stop. right? Who throws a shoe? Anyways. But yeah, y'all let me know what's up. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I just fucking crazy? maybe so. Fuck it. Anyways. Alright, look. Thank y'all for tuning in. Check us out on Facebook at Southern Folk Saga. We also have the SoundCloud up that only has, I think, three things on there. That was right at the beginning. We started doing this YouTube stuff a little later. You know, Spencer still get on there and do live feeds. Every now and then I'll get on there and do a live feed. I hate doing videos, but you know, get out my comfort zone, whatever works. You know, we just want to involve some people. Let's get some involvement. All right. Y'all have a good one. Later.